Welcome to this week's workshop, Accountability. It's episode number 55. What is accountability? It's the obligation or our willingness to accept responsibility for one's action. More informal definition of what it means is basically showing up, setting out to accomplish the things that you said you'd do. I've got a quote here from a gentleman who wrote actually an excellent book on the subject of accountability. It is clear commitments that in the eyes of others have been kept. Not only what we do, but also what we do not do, for which we are accountable. A quote from Moliere. So some interesting statistics around this, starting with 92% of people who set New Year's goals never actually achieve them. This is all research based. This is in the U.S., but I would suspect that the statistics hold pretty similarly across the rest of the world. So said another way, only 8% of the U.S. population doesn't totally suck at achieving goals. So having a goal and writing it down, some research, you have a 6 to 10% probability of successfully completing the goal. Next level up, consciously deciding that you will achieve a goal and committing to yourself to do it, that takes it up to statistically a 25% probability of successfully completing the goal. Deciding when you will do it, setting a specific target date takes the probability of success up to a not especially whopping 40%, but increases it. And then if you add on top of that, planning how to do it, the probability of success goes up to 50%. Then the next level up, if you commit to someone else that you will do it, typically a one-time commitment, but you're at least verbally stating to someone else, you now have a 65% probability of successfully completing the goal. Okay, here's the real kicker. So having a regular, specific accountability appointment with either an individual or a group who's committed to your success, you now have an 85 to 95% probability of success. Most of the research I've seen is right around 95%. There's one study that puts it in the 85. They give it a range of 85 to 90, but I think that's very conservative, 85 to 95%. And I think the probability is closer to that 95% if you have a regular, specific accountability appointment with someone who is going to hold you accountable. How do you get that accountability support? There's really 4 basic ways. I'm going to go through and talk about each one of those. One is find and hire a good coach. Second one is find and join a good mastermind group. You can find or start an accountability group, and I'll talk a little bit about how that is. Accountability group is somewhat different than a mastermind group. And the last option, probably the least formal, is find a running buddy. So hire a coach. So that's my jam. I'm a business coach for entrepreneurs who struggle with procrastination and need help managing their time, energy, and tasks. That's always an option. I think if you go down that path, I've listed some of from my perspective, what I think a good coach actually means. I would start with someone who has a proven track record of getting things done and supporting managing other people and getting things done. Then you want someone who believes in and actively supports you and your goals. They should have the ability to have the vision of your biggest self or your future self. I think it's good if a potential coach has empathy and they're an active listener. That that includes the skill of asking the right questions to help you drill down and find the problem behind the problem. And I think it's good if you find someone who's skilled in problem solving, because I think a good coach helps you identify and track problems, select solutions, develop and follow an action plan. And then you want someone who's able and willing to provide direct and candid feedback to you. And I threw in, I think a sense of humor is a big plus, but maybe that's just because I have a sense of humor. All right, so the second option would be mastermind group. I think most people these days know what that means. It goes back really all the way to Napoleon Hill. I think first introduced the concept, but here's his definition. It's a friendly alliance with one or more persons who will encourage one to follow through with both plan and purpose. This next quote is also from Napoleon Hill. It's the principle through which you can accomplish in 1 year more than you could accomplish without it in a lifetime if you depended entirely on your own efforts for success. So he was very big on mastermind groups or mastermind alliances. A third option would be find or start an accountability group. So there's some similarities to a mastermind. The accountability group's a supported community of like-minded people who set goals and hold one another accountable for their progress, actions, and reaching the set goals. I'd say one of the differences between a mastermind and accountability group is the primary focus of the accountability group is on accountability, having accountability partners that you report to on a regular basis. A mastermind has an element of accountability, but there are other things going on there in a mastermind. So each member of the accountability group is expected to report their progress at an agreed time. That time could be daily, weekly, biweekly, monthly, and it's either in person or virtually. I'm actually in a daily morning accountability group. It helps support me in holding myself accountable by having other people who help to hold me accountable. Last would be, I'd say this is the most informal way, but kind of going back to even the concept of running buddy, or gym buddy. So if you've ever jogged or run, I mean, years ago when I did on a regular basis, many years ago, I did actually have a running buddy. So it helps someone who you basically run with, and in the mornings where you don't really feel like rolling out of bed and knocking out 4 or 5 miles, you've got somebody you know is going to show up and they're going to get on your case if you didn't show up. So it kind of helps. It adds another layer of accountability. And the same principle can apply outside of running. It's someone with a similar goal to yours, a particular domain, whatever it is, that you can regularly meet with. Now, I do have an observation for any of these 4 options. Beware of getting into a group, or, God forbid, don't pick a business coach who's a whiner, a pessimist that one-ups you, or someone that overshares. But if you have a mastermind group or an accountability group, or even a running buddy, you don't want someone who falls into one of these categories, because they're like an energy vampire. And I've seen masterminds where, especially the whiners or the people who, the one-uppers, can really cause a lot of challenges. It takes a really good facilitator to deal and manage those people. And sometimes the best solution is just kick their ass out of the group. So the action item for this week, it's kind of philosophical, so not a really big or a hard slog, but think about and decide which of the quotes below that resonates more with you. Do you lean, actually, I got a typo there. Do you lean more towards being a lone wolf or collaborator, or even a pack leader, if we want to keep the animal analogy? So the first one's Rudyard Kipling, down to Ghana or up to the throne. He travels the fastest who travels alone. The second quote is from Stephen Jobs. Great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people. I will observe that many years ago, I probably leaned more towards being the lone wolf, and too much of a lone wolf. I learned, obviously, over a long career, many years, that, in my opinion, quote B is much closer to the truth, that for your success, it involves collaboration and working with other people. Do you pretty much buy into, Boris, the benefit of collaborating with the right people, or do you just want to do it all yourself?
Yeah, I have. I was so ready to speak on that topic, because I think there's a proverb that I've read a few years ago, and apparently it's an African proverb, and it goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I love it.
Yeah. And actually, I was looking for that one this morning. I couldn't quite find it, but that's exactly.
Yeah. And so the question is, like, do I need speed, or do I want to go far? Like, do I want to go fast, or do I want to go far? It can depend from task to task. And I was someone who really dreamed of doing it alone and invisible. That was my goal. That's why I started working online with blogging, affiliate marketing, content marketing.
Right.
I wanted to do it alone, and I didn't want to, deal with anyone. That is an insanely hard route to go.
Yeah.
And the more I do this, and the more I get paid for this, the more years pass. All my biggest problems go away. Business problems go away if I open up to collaboration. It's not even a comparison. It is, you make more money, you achieve your goals faster, everything's better if you're open to collaboration, if you're collaborating with the right people. And The other thing is, the whiners, the pessimists, the one-uppers, the overshares, you're so on point because I know better no mastermind than a mastermind with whiners or one-uppers or people like that. But I don't know, that's a different topic. Like, I don't want to start a whole rant on that one, but that's my answer to your question, I hope.
Yes, it is. Excellent answer, including the perfect quote. So, Gina, your thoughts?
Yeah, I love that quote. I'm going to be making a meme. I am a part of your accountability group. It's transformed my entrepreneurial life. I am a naturally social person, and so therefore I like working with people. And even with my writing, which I can't tell you both how excited I am that I am reclaiming my writerly self. Doing it with others has also transformed my writing life. And all of this is a result of Zoom. Like, I would never have been able to create accountability group if I was just localized. I've tried in the past and people just aren't as interested. They're not, you have to get out of your house, you have to get in your car, you have to go someplace, right? But now with Zoom, it's just so easy. And so I have to say that my entire way of working, my entire approach has been transformed because I have daily accountability.
All right. So anything else want to talk about today? I know Morris has a mastermind group, which I'm actually in for the content development. I think, Gina, I believe you are planning at some point in having a mastermind group, correct?
Right. I was corrected, though. I was told that I was going to be a group coaching program. So that's what it's going to be, a group coaching program.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's an important distinction. There's some similarities, but mastermind is a different thing than group coaching. So anybody got any other thoughts or discussion from today's topic?
Have a great Sunday, guys.
Thanks for watching this video recording from my live weekly workshop. Every Sunday, I feature instantly actionable steps you can take to overcome procrastination, increase your productivity, and get your shit done. Followed up by Q&A and discussion with the live participants. I really hope you found this video useful and you feel like watching it was time well spent. Please post any questions or comments you have. I always answer posts. I'd appreciate it very much if you would like this video and subscribe to my channel. And if you know anyone that would enjoy and benefit from this particular episode, please send them the link. Stay productive, my friends.